welcome to Wild Bytes, a jam-packed bite-sized series dedicated to our wonderful Welsh wildlife. Throughout this series, our team will be delving into the fantastic habitats and wildlife we have right here on our doorsteps. We'll be chatting woodlands, wetlands, beavers, and so much more. And to kick us off for our first episode, I'm going to be chatting to you about a particular species of seabird. Guillemots are possibly one of my favourite auks. They nest in tight colonies on steep cliff edges on Scomer Island in Wales, and they are exceptional divers, using their wings to propel themselves through the water. But there's one thing about these seabirds that has fascinated scientists for decades, and that's this: their eggs. Guillemots have a piriform shaped egg, and the driving force behind this uniquely shaped egg has been debated for a number of years. Tim Birkhead, a professor of zoology and ornithologist, and his colleagues have studied guillemot eggs for a long time, and they've formulated three main hypotheses to understand the driving force behind this shaped egg. The first one is that guillemots aren't great flyers. They are quite clumsy, and their eggs are particularly vulnerable to being stomped on or crushed by a neighbour. So this shape might help with a greater proportion of the egg to be in contact with the substrate, so any impact from other birds can be dissipated across the surface. The second is that guillemots are quite messy breeders, and they don't actually make nests, but they lay their eggs directly onto the rock. So this shape might help protect the most porous part of the egg, which is where the chick is, from getting mucky. And finally, the shape may have evolved to keep the egg itself stable on the cliff edges. And Tim and his colleagues actually found that this shape, in comparison to another seabird, which is the razorbill, held its own on steeper ledges and gradients. I mean, how fantastic is that? And it really is no wonder that Tim calls it the most perfect thing.